So Steven Crowder is back at it again, trying to put black Americans in a negative light. He went to a black barber shop to debate black men. Crowder is talking about black fatigue and how, supposedly, white people have black fatigue. Basically, he's saying white people are tired of being victimized by black Americans, and then he goes on about black people committing crimes. You know, the usual things they love to talk about. But what they don't want to talk about is this. If you look at crime and violence data from the FBI when it comes to them, white Americans actually commit the majority of crimes in absolute numbers, just because they make up the largest share of the population. And when you look at data on domestic terrorism and mass shootings, churches, schools, workplaces, it shows that white perpetrators make up the majority of these incidents. Like, take the Charleston church shooting, the Buffalo supermarket shooting, and then there's Thomas Jacob Sanford, a 40-year-old white man. Sanford drove his pickup truck into the church during a Sunday service, opened fire on the congregation with an assault rifle, and set the building ablaze using gasoline. And how about Charlie Kirk and his alleged assassin, Tyler James Robinson, a 22-year-old white student from Utah? And honestly, there are numerous other mass shooting events. You see, it's time to tell the truth and get to the root of the problem here in America. White Americans commit the majority of property crimes, fraud, mass shootings, domestic terrorism, and far-right attacks in absolute numbers. You see, Steven Crowder won't tell you this. You see, the dominant group, which are white Americans, want to deflect from themselves onto black Americans. The thing is, black Americans are not the dominant group here in the United States. White people hold the majority of economic, political, and cultural power in the United States, so they cannot be victimized by black people when, in reality, they hold all of the power. And by the way, the term white fatigue was hijacked by white people just like affirmative action and DEI. And the term black fatigue was popularized by Mary Frances Winters in her 2020 book, Black Fatigue: How Racism Erodes the Mind, Body, and Spirit. She describes it as the cumulative stress, psychological, physical, emotional, and spiritual, experienced by black people as a consequence of systemic and interpersonal racism. You see, deflecting onto black people allows white people to avoid confronting the fact that, as the dominant group, they have historically been, and continue to be, the primary agents of systemic oppression and harm in America, especially to black Americans. So, their deflection onto black people serves as a way for white people to avoid confronting their own role and responsibility in systemic oppression, meaning the criticism is really about themselves. And that's a hard pill to swallow, recognizing and admitting that they've been the problem the whole time.